This is the Cinematography for Actors podcast.
More than a podcast, CFA is a vibrant community devoted to bridging the gap between talent and crew. Each week, our show offers transparent, insightful conversations with industry leaders. We unveil the magic behind the scenes, from candid discussions about unique filmmaking processes to in-depth technical exploration.
Join us in unraveling the intricacies of filmmaking one episode at a time. It's more than just cameras and lenses over here. We aim to inspire, educate, and empower as we peel back the curtain on the art of effective storytelling.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. All right. As a DP, I know purchasing gear can kind of be a nightmare. Whether you're talent or crew, finding technical solutions to any of your problems can be very challenging. And what's even harder is knowing where to go. So we have an answer for you. Head over to BandPro, one of our incredible sponsors here at CFA. Whether you're looking for high-end cameras and lenses or looking for guidance on what is needed to get started on this equipment journey of yours, BandPro has the gear and team that you need to thrive in your own career.
They are the exclusive representative of Ingenue's complete cinema line for all of North and South America, and their customer support is fantastic. Not only do they have a great team to answer any product question you might have, but they also have a talented team of in-house technicians that you can actually talk to get your equipment back up and running.
Which is really important, especially if you're on set. So,
yeah.
Bonus. Go to bandpro.com or stop in at their location in Burbank, and please make sure to say hi from CFA because we love them so very much.
Us.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to a special episode of Cinematography for Actors podcast. This is Haley, one of your hosts. I'm sitting here with the filmmaking team of Bienvenido Juanito. This here is Cindy Zhang, the producer. This is Lo Westlin, the director. And this is David Orantes, the screenwriters. He's one single screenwriter, not many. Hi, guys. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Will you give us a logline of Bonito Juanito? Bienvenido Juanito? I mean, I'm sure it's beautiful though, too.
Yeah, so Bienvenido Juanito is about mother, Fernanda, and her son, Juan, who was separated during a border crossing 3 years prior to when the film begins.
Okay.
And today's the day. Today's the day they're going to be reunited. And, this is not a logline, this is my, synopsis. No, but today is the day, and Fernanda wants everything to be perfect so they can move on and so forth. But, it's been 3 years, and Juan doesn't quite feel the same way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 3 years is a long time, because at this point he's a teenage boy, correct?
Correct, exactly.
Okay, so I want to get into casting here. When you were casting, were you looking for a look? Or were you looking for something more of an essence? Did you cast a young Juan and an older Juan? And was that something you had to think about, matching them up? What was your process and your thinking behind it?
It's the same Juan because it's all set in the same day.
Okay.
But it was a long casting process. We had to find the right people for the roles. It was very specific. And, we were like 2 weeks out before we found our main actress. But I felt like in my heart I hadn't found her.
Right.
And so Cindy had to, in Sweden there's a saying, it's like have ice in your stomach, which we had to have. And I am very grateful that I was like, I'm not there yet. But then, I had a conversation with Nitsia Chama, who's our main actress. And it was just, like all our prayers were answered. She's absolutely perfect for the part. And same as Rocio and who plays the aunt in the film.
Was that a breakdown process that you did? I know that AFI has some rules around who you're allowed to use for a thesis film and who you're not.
I don't think, maybe they did in the past, but we could use anyone as long as they were, SAG actors. Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
So you were able to find her. Okay, so you also had, maybe this is also something you can speak about, Cindy.
Sure.
You had 20 to 30 extras that you had to find and wrangle. What was that like?
Yeah, it's a crazy process. It's like quite intense because like some of our extras like wasn't able to make it before the shoot, and we have to try all the ways like to find the potential extras and make it happen. Because like I think like we're all kind of supporting the story and want to make the best out of it. So we try every ways, even having like some of our like actors like families like joining the scene, which like works like pretty well, I think.
But I think that was actually your idea, and I think that was very clever. That the whole family of some of the child actors are part of the backyard party. And yeah, we wanted it to feel natural, and it was really tough, but I think you solved that really well.
Yeah, it all happened.
Where did this story come from, David?
Well, I know part of the conversation we had, Anna Laura had already written something,
Okay.
and then from there, I think the aspect that that I was coming from was being like the child in the movie, essentially.
Okay.
Because my mother is an immigrant, and so you just certainly have certain resentments growing up, you know, especially in the situation. So that was kind of the thing that we started emphasizing and started focusing on, especially from her perspective. We came in from her being a mom already, and seeing what's happening to children being separated from their mother, and so then we just kind of both leaned into that, our perspectives on that. Yeah.
So, did you feel some sort of pressure to do its justice, to get things right? What what aspects of it?
I think we
did
felt
you
like an
feel?
enormous pressure to get it right, and I mean, to be honest, I was scared shitless when I first showed the finished film to some of the people who had helped me during the research process,
Right.
who had, you know, worked with families who were separated, who had experiences that were similar to Fernanda and Juan's. You know, if we did it justice, and if they felt honored and the love we put into it, but they all liked it, loved it, so that was a massive relief.
Yeah.
What sort of conversations did you have with your cast to make sure that they understood, you know, the weight of getting this right, or the tone, or just that they were on the same page with you?
They were on the same page from the get-go. Like, I never had to have any of those kind of conversations with them. Like, they instantly got it, and yeah, I mean, that was something that it was like the most important part of the whole process, every step of the way.
Yeah, I'd say, like, watching the performances after. I wasn't on set, but watching the performances after and seeing like a cut, that was really interesting, because you can really see how she, you know, where I might have had some doubts about how far I was actually able to get to my goal.
Right.
She totally reassured me in that sense, because she definitely, as the actress, she definitely was able to bring her perspective and something to it that really just connected everything, you know, made every moment feel genuine, in terms of like, she's someone who's really afraid of seeing her own son again, simply because
Right.
you know, they were separated,
been
and
so long.
she might feel guilty because of that, you know.
Something that we're really big on and excited about at Cinematography for Actors, and I know that AFI is big on it as well, is collaboration. What are some of the qualities that you're all looking for in a collaborator that you're going to spend time working with on something that you believe in?
You guys want to go first?
I mean, this film was really a collaborative effort, you know? Like, I think there were so many areas where I would be lacking, or where I was lacking, and where I felt, you know, the cast, David, you know, the crew, everyone could, I mean, what do you say? Where they weren't. And so I could obviously, like, never have done this film by myself. So I really think this was a true collaborative effort.
Yeah. I'd say for me, I mean, there is a quality about when you meet a collaborator that you know, it's kind of like a good date, you know?
Right.
I mean, you know, there's just that chemistry, right? In terms of ideas flowing back and forth. But I think the other aspect of it is, especially for people who are jumping into it, is like definitely a grounding in the reality that making movies is really hard. You know, it's really difficult, and no matter which way you slice it, it's not going to look like it looks in your head 100% of the time.
Right.
You know, and that's just like something to be open with, and that our fellow collaborators must be open with, and we all must understand, oh, we're going to pivot, we're going to adjust.
Yeah,
I
to
wanna-
me, oh,
No, you go
sorry.
ahead, please.
Yeah, I mean, like to me, I think it's like finding people who share like the same vision. Because like I'm very drawn to telling story that can potentially create an impact, and I feel this is a very heartfelt story that's inspired by like true events, which gonna like grasp more people and also attention from like the wider audience, and want it to be seen by more people and potentially
And every single person on our creative team has an international background, so English is not any of ours, perhaps yours actually, first language, and I think that's also something.
English is not my first language.
All right.
I was just gonna say, yeah, exactly. So no one has English. It's like my third language, I'd have to say, but
and everyone is like so supportive and creative at the same time. Like even if like we find any like problem, like we always are keen to like solve it.
Yeah.
With our best.
I imagine that having to meet here in this common ground of English to collaborate, and in order to collaborate, kind of sets the tone and the mood for like moving forward together, because you're already agreeing to meet in this kind of like melting pot space of having to use English. This has been an incredible conversation. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry we have to wrap it up.
Thank
This
you.
is the filmmaking team of Bienvenido Juanito, which screens today at 5 p.m. Is that right now?
it is now.
That's right now. So hopefully you'll be able to catch it at another festival or online someday, if and when they decide to let everybody see it. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so much
us.
for having us.
Thanks
fun.
for watching.
Bye.
Join us in bridging the gap between talent and crew. Start by subscribing on your preferred podcast platform. Sign up for our newsletter to stay up.
We have some super exciting.
Join us in bridging the gap between talent and crew. Start by subscribing on your preferred podcast platform. Sign up for our newsletter to stay up to date on vendor discounts, community events, new podcast releases, and you can educate yourself through our free course releases on YouTube.
It all starts at cinematographyforactors.com. And if you like this episode, consider leaving a review to make it easier for fine folks just like yourself to find us. We have some super exciting news. CFA has teamed up with We Make Movies to offer you a discount on production management services, including access to comprehensive production insurance, workers' comp for your next shoot. All you have to do is visit wemakemovies.com/insurance and use code CFA23 on your intake form for 10% off your quote.
Also, we've just partnered with We Audition, which I'm sure you know I'm very excited about, to offer you 25% off your membership. Use code CFA25 to get that membership for only $7.50 a month or $75 a year.